I won't do it again because I'm a lousy presenter. Okay. Baking. Even more ClamAVs for fun and profit. ClamAV in a network accessible configuration not only provides remote virus scanning, but the potential for denial of service, etc. So, what is it? Open source software provides virus scanning, as we just said, and currently owned by SourceFire, which is owned by Cisco. So now I'm hacking Cisco, go figure. Component overview, what it does. We have clamscan, which is the command line scanner, standalone. FreshClam, which is the virus database update tool. And as I said at the beginning of my last presentation, if you got a question, just yell question. You're waving at me in the back and I can't see who it was or what. ClamD, that's the virus scanning server. ClamDScan, the client to the server, which is equivalent functionality to clamscan. ClamAV Melter, plugin for email software such as SendMail and Postfix. All right. So what's the big deal about ClamAV and hacking it and baking it? Well, in theory, we got some design problems. One configuration: the ClamD server can bind to an IP address and port. No big deal. Lots of stuff does that. Well, there's no access controls to the connection. You bind it to a port, everyone can connect. No way in the software to limit it. No authentication for administrative commands, so anybody can issue any command that the ClamD server will accept. Or fuzz it. No connection logging. There's no record of who has connected to your ClamD server, which we'll see in a little bit. It's very important. Then there's a problem with the way that ClamD handles malformed databases, and we'll cover that too. The problems with implementation: we've got the availability of administrative commands, version, which will usually spit back your engine version, your main CVD, which is a virus database version. In newer releases of ClamAV, you can issue the version commands and see all the commands that the server will accept. Helps you out if you're trying not to knock it over or trigger anything. Reload. The default database is 74 megs, and I believe that's compressed, which consists of the main CVD, daily CVD, and the bytecode CVD. How this works is when the server gets a reload command, it creates a new engine instance, loads the virus databases into the engine, waits for all connections to the old engine instance to shut down, and then kills the old instance. For a brief moment of time, there's 2 engine instances with full size virus databases in your system's memory. If you have a small system, it could have a problem. So if you connect to it and issue reload, wait 10 seconds, reload, wait 10 seconds, reload, you can really give a server a bad day. Shut down. Just connect, shut the service down. It'll do it. You can DOS network ClamAV installation. I've discussed this on the ClamAV users mailing list. A lot of smart people on that list, a lot of obnoxious people on that list. I'm one of them. The obnoxious side, not the smart side. Okay. Now this is just stuff you can do remotely to ClamAV. There's some stuff you can do locally. You get a shell on a box through Metasploit, Core Impact, whatever. SSH. You can leverage bug 2727, which is the malformed database mishandling. When ClamD runs into a malformed database, what it does is it shuts down. Instead of going, okay, this database is messed up, I'm going to reload everything else that I can load. So I'll have partial virus protection. No, it just says, no, we're bad database. We're going down. So you get on the box, ClamConf database directory. What ClamConf is a tool that comes with ClamAV that gives you information about the ClamAV installation. Find your virus database, CD over there. As you can see, 72 megs roughly. At the end, knock out a database. The next time ClamD does a reload. Now, ClamD is set up that it'll periodically check the files, see if they've changed, reload them. Or you can connect and issue a reload command, as we previously covered. So, does that, and does this. Oh, something's wrong with the database. Let's just shut down. So what's the big deal? So we can knock over ClamAV installations. Well, small businesses, or even businesses that use it, may use it for their email virus scanning. They may have it set up so that it stops all emails if it can't scan them. So your email stops. They also may have a cron job or something like that running, which every day will scan the systems for virus scanning. Infected file 0. System's clean. No, you don't know. You can't scan it, but it returns the fact that the system is clean. And if this is an automated email that you just get every day that says it happened, then you know, I mean, I've done this where I go, oh yeah, filter on infected file 0. Okay, I don't need to see those. Those are all the good scans. Not necessarily. So what can we do to defend against this? ClamD can be set up to bind to a local socket. It can also bind it to your loopback address. You can implement access controls using a firewall policy. SourceFire could fix the bugs, just saying. Indefinitely monitor it. Definitely monitor it. That way, if something goes on in your network and your virus scanning infrastructure, you'll see it. Some Shameless bugs coming up here, stuff I've developed over the years. Clambake, script that enumerates, can stress test and DOS clam network ClamAV installations. Download it freely, use it responsibly. CCEE, or ClamAV Common Execution Environment. It's a patch set I developed against some older releases of ClamAV. It was initially designed to fix bug 1754, which were some usage enhancements for the external event scripts. I've added some connection logging, some extra features to the ClamD server, which allows me to enumerate what databases are installed and how many signatures, that kind of stuff. It's woefully outdated, as you can tell by the version number. That's built against the 0.97.4 code base. I'm not a real C coder, so my code's probably not all that great, and I've got other stuff to do, so like presenting here, so I'm not writing new versions of this. It's something I'd like to do at some point. Continue tools. On the monitoring front, there's ClamD Monitor. That's for a plugin for the Mon framework, and I don't know if any of you know what it is. It's kind of like Nagios, but much simpler. I like it. But anyways, enough of that. It can also be used as a standalone application. You can get that and more at my site, cmpublishers.com/OSS. Contact information for me, my email, nathan@cmpublishers.com. Twitter, LinkedIn, SlideShare, all that stuff. And more people just showed up. I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for designing a whole universe to hack, giving us mindset to ask why and to answer that. Without him, no BSidesDE, no BSides anywhere. I'd like to thank the BSidesDE crew for putting on an awesome conference. I've had my head explode several times over the last 2 days. Great conference. ClamAV development team, SourceFire, and now Cisco for giving me something to talk about. Folks on the ClamAV users mailing list. Some smart people out there. Let's see. Thank that lady over there if you're wearing one of these. Taking home BSidesDE shirts. I'm getting the credit on Twitter for doing that, but she's the one who did the driving. And thank her. Alrighty. That's it. Thank you for showing up.
Are there any questions?
Yes, thank you, Adrian. Thank you. Any questions? Yes, just yell question and then shoot.
Question.
Yeah.
So, is there any reason why ClamAV doesn't check the database integrity before it loads the bad database, so that you can go back to the one that it's already using?
I have no clue. That's a question for someone in SourceFire. I know that as part of it will check the integrity of the database as it's loading it, but one of them that checks is like, oh, its file length is, something's wrong with the file length, like 0. We're just going to say we got a bad database. I'm like, no, just fail gracefully.
Or just keep using the database that you have loaded.
Oh, in the old engine instance. That would be cool. I wish they do that. Any other questions? I don't see any of them. As I said, just yell question. I might not see your hand. Okay, looks like my time's up this time. I slowed it down for the second time around. So thank you all for showing up. And if some of you did get to see the talk, I can just sit down and run through it with you in the hallway or whatever. You can see it there. All right, thank you.